Hello everybody, it's the Group here, and I'm back again with another Steven University Vlog, and today's episode is Buddy's book, and in this episode, Steven and Connie go to the Budwick Public Library to go to the library to do homework, and Steven's never been to a real library before, or I guess a fake library, but at all, he's never been to a library before, so, what is up with that lighting? Let's make my head look purple. Wait. Alright, that's the special effects of Grunt Studios. It's pretty extreme. Squeaky chairs for life. Anyway, so in this episode, so they go to the library, and Steven finds a book that belonged to Bud Dewey, who was, the person who founded Beach City. If you remember back to Historical Friction, I think is the name of the episode, they talk about how Mayor Dewey's great something uncle, Bud Dewey, founded Beach City, and the crystal gems were already there, but he still explored the land anyway. So anyway, they find his journal of his adventures, and when Steven and Connie read it, they just envision something in their heads. They envision Jamie as Bud, and they read about his adventures all around the world. So when he's in the Strawberry Battlefield place thing that's been seen in a few other episodes, he sees Ye Olde Pearl and Ye Olde Garnet, who tell him not to go to these certain areas of the world which they've marked off on the map. These certain areas of which Bud takes the challenge up and goes to every single one of them. Oh wait, why isn't that light on? That light should be on. See, now that's better. Now the light looks better in here. Anyway, behind the scenes special effects. So they tell him not to go to any of these locations. He does. And, he sees all kinds of gem things. But when he goes to the kindergarten, he meets Ye Olde Amethyst. And Ye Olde Amethyst tells him that he's not really discovering any of these places. He's just pretty much going where the crystal gems told him to go. So Amethyst tells him a place to go. All right, sure, whatever. Which is the moving sand castles in, somewhere in the world. So he goes to this desert, and he faints from the heat because he's wearing his big explorer's jacket and doesn't want to take it off, and is found by Rose Quartz and her entourage of lions. Lions. Interesting. But I'll get to that later. And Rose, Rose is there, wakes him up and says, if you're looking for the sandcastles, they're right there. And he finds the sandcastles, and even though he's kind of disappointed that he's not the one that originally found them, Rose tells him that it doesn't matter, if he found them or not. He's the first one who's really explored them in as much detail as they are in the books, so he's the first one that recorded them, so I guess he'd get the credit for it. And then the episode just kind of ends with them making fun of old people, which is always enjoyable. I have this old person who lives near my house, and he walks with a cane, and, he can't walk without the cane, so I'll, kick it out from under him, and I'll, push him down. I call it Trip the Crip. It's so much fun. You find a crippled person, you just trip the crip. 5 points if they cry. If they're in a wheelchair, it's like a wheelbarrow. You just tip them over. But anyway, so, normal stuff we do in New Hampshire. So this episode, really not much. I'm really not the biggest Jamie fan, but, he still has his funny moments here and there. In this episode, it was pretty middle of the road. I really liked the costumes that they had on the characters in this episode, specifically, the old-timey, the Confederate amethyst, or Union soldier amethyst, if you wanna, keep it in a legally safe zone, or politically safe zone rather. And Garnet with the big glasses and the keyboard coat was really funny. Pearl's hair curls were pretty nice too. But just overall, I really liked their designs. Most of this episode really wasn't too much. No new revelations, except for the one that really stuck out to me is that Rose Quartz and her newfound entourage of lions. Now, we've never mentioned Rose Quartz affiliation with lions before. Obviously, Steven has a lion, and the lion, must have some resemblance to Rose Quartz because of all its superpowers and its storage inside of its mane and all that fancy stuff. But this is the first time we've really seen, Rose directly, being with lions. This is being. And if you remember back to the first episode where Steven got the lion, which I think is called Steven's Lion, actually, I'm pretty sure they find him in a desert. And in this episode, they're walking in a desert. Now, could it be that Rose Quartz's lion is the one that Steven has now, like her head lion is the one that Steven has now? Might be. But if it is, I called it here. Here we are. 8:35 p.m., August 22nd, 2016. The Gruppeteer called it. If it's real, then that means that everybody who writes for Steven Universe has seen my show, and that Rebecca Sugar is going to be on Cartoons vs. Cancer. Totally, 100%. It's totally going to happen. But yeah, besides that, honestly, there's not too much to say about this episode. It was just kind of, I hate to say filler, but it was just kind of a middle of the road, kind of goofy episode. That's really it. I mean, it was pretty simple. Not much else to say. If you guys liked it, tell me. See you guys later. Totally called that Rose Quartz line thing. Bye-bye.